Welcome back to In Bed with Dan and... Oh, God. Interruptions.
I'll find out.
Who is this?
Who is it? Oh, Dan, it's John Waters again.
Not again.
Okay, you know what? Sugar this time. John, come on in.
Morning, John.
Okay.
Thanks for having
Sugar,
me.
oh, yeah, good to see you, buddy.
Well, sit down with us and join us for breakfast.
Alrighty.
Okay, now, I don't want to kiss your ass too much right in the morning, but I have to tell you, I loved your book,
Thank you.
Role Models.
Thank you.
Thoroughly
Thank
enjoyed
you.
it. In fact, let me get it. Hold
Okay,
on.
like it.
Role Okay, and you know what? I like this, what you say here. This is from the chapter Bookworm. You should never just read for enjoyment. Read to make yourself smarter, less judgmental, more apt to understand your friend's insane behavior, or better yet, your own. Pick hard books, ones you have to concentrate on while reading. And for God's sake, don't let me ever hear you say, I can't read fiction. I only have time for the truth. Fiction is the truth, fool. Ever hear of literature? That means fiction too, stupid.
That's true.
What else can you say?
Yeah, I mean, you know, fiction is about writing. It's the hardest thing to write, certainly. I've never done fiction. It's the hardest because when I think of a fictitious story, I turn it usually into a movie script.
What gave you the idea to write about all these different people who you consider your role model? Like
And it's-
Johnny Mathis.
Yeah.
And it tells about him. This is a
Because I
great-
wanted to
it tells
tell
about
my
him.
life but
Exactly.
through other people. And through other people who have had extreme lives, whether it has been very successful or they've done something terrible when they were in something they had to deal with in your life that makes you brave, even if it's terrible. And behavior that's not easy to explain, that morally is confusing. You don't know how you feel about it. If I instantly know how I feel about a subject, I don't have much interest in it because I can't debate it in my mind and try to imagine what it's like to be the other person, good or bad.
Well, you did say in the book, you said the fact that I don't understand them is what interests you.
Well, I understand some of them,
Yeah.
and I think all of them I understand. I think other people may not understand them. And I understand them because you can't have a role model that's a one-night stand. A role model has to last for some time. It has to be something, and it generally happens a lot when you were younger because they've kept with you and they gave you the example so you could follow them and believe in yourself, whatever it is. Even if it made you say, I want to be a bank robber. To be a bank robber is better than not knowing what, is better than being unemployed.
Knowing what you want to do.
That's true.
Right?
If you want to be a bank robber, that's the reason you go to school is to figure out what you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a bank robber, you don't have to go to school.
Right.
Like Bobby Garcia, which is in his book, The Pornographer. He did AWOL Marines. Very, very interesting.
Well, Bobby is an outsider pornographer. He lived in a squat when I finally
I want to
found
ask
him.
you about that, yeah.
And I don't know where Bobby is today either. And he has had sex with thousands and thousands of straight Marines. And it's an amazing story because he doesn't seem that much humor in it. He saw it as, all film directors say, I don't watch my own films. Well, that's the only films he does watch. Are his own pornography. So I found that kind of almost being an artist. It's like the film Andy Warhol's Blowjob, just the camera's a little further back.
Yes.
He's very upfront about it. I don't think
Yeah.
there's anything devious about it. I think that he is a hero in some ways. I mean, pornographers have to be our friends because their lawyers fight the law to make it legal, and then artists can use that freedom because artists don't have the money for mafia lawyers that pornography usually does. So pornographers have to be our friends, even though I agree that much pornography today is hideous. It is obscene, some of it, especially heterosexual.
Well, where did this obsession for gore, violence, the outrageous...
I don't have an obsession for real gore. I mean, this terrible case that happened in Maryland recently, this transgender person was beat in the McDonald's bathroom.
Yes,
I don't want to look at that video. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see real violence. Fake violence, I like. Fine, you can tell the difference.
Well, where did the outrageousness, where did that come from within you?
Well, it just came from, I think, all people that want to be in entertainment, want to get your attention. We had an English teacher in grade school that taught us the term shock value. And you say something outrageous to get people's attention. Well, I think I paid attention too much that day in class. But now I don't. I think now people try too hard to be shocking. I think it's, you want to surprise people with wit. Shock's too easy.
Interesting. Now, you used real-life criminals in your 1977's Desperate Living. Why?
Did I? You mean Liz Renee? Well, she wasn't thought of as a real. She was Mickey Cohen's gun moll, and she went to prison. But I guess you could call her. But half the people in my movies have been in prison. I mean, we played on Crybaby the game. Have you been in jail? And every person had, except Amy Locane. Now she has. So it's terrible. But I don't trust anybody that hasn't been in jail once. Just for overnight. I mean, I'm not talking about a 10-year sentence, but you should have been arrested once in life.
Yeah,
Even might have been for
Why
politics
not?
or for youthful lunacy or something. It's good to go to jail.
One of my favorite people of all times was Divine. Loved her. Oh my God, women
He's
behind
really
bars.
Divine was never a woman.
That was just for the camera, right?
Yeah.
Right.
He wasn't a transsexual or transvestite.
Right.
I mean, he played a woman, but his best roles were when he played a woman that no drag queen would ever play, like a frumpy housewife.
Right. Oh, that's
Because
right.
we already
Like in
had the
Hairspray.
image of him as this monster that we thought to scare hippies, which was Divine in Pink Flamingos. Really.
I miss Divine. I miss watching.
Yes.
What do you miss most
I
about
miss him in
Divine?
my personal life. He was my friend. I miss him at Christmas.
You guys started out together, right?
Yeah.
High school?
We didn't go to the same high school, but we did go to high school in the same neighborhood. Our parents lived very close to each other. So I'm still shocked he's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, even it's been a long time though. 88. It's a long time.
Now, the pencil-thin mustache comes from
Well, I read a lot about it in the.
Yes,
I
the
tell
fasc-
every mustache secret I
the
could tell
fascination.
in
Yes,
role
you did.
models.
The
Yeah,
fascination with Little Richard.
Yeah.
And why this fascination with him?
I don't know, the pencil thin mustache in old movies always was the villain or the crazy person. And I don't know why. I had it in the hippie years when no one would ever have it, when I tried to look like a hippie pimp was kind of my look, of like thrift shop cowboy shirts with guitars on them. I had long stringy hair and a mustache. It just was another way to make people uncomfortable, really.
I just love your straightforwardness. I love the fact that you are just so accepting of who you are, and you're going to let people know about it. I love that.
I'm accepting to the point I don't have a choice, but certainly, I'm not saying I'm mentally healthy, but I'm a happy neurotic.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
I'm going to
Many
use
people
that.
are not. You have to learn your neuroses. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to get better. I'm not going to be what people think of as a normal gay man for my age with a partner who wants to get married and a child they've adopted from Ethiopia, and the whole bit. I'm for that, but I have no desire to do that. I would be incapable of it.
Ditto. Is there anything you look forward to in growing older?
Oh yeah, certainly.
What?
Well, that's well, because I'm not uptight to be my age. Certainly, I'm
Right.
looking. I love gerontophilia now. That's the sexual attraction to old people. Used to sound kinky. It's an ugly word for a lovely thought.
What's the word
Old
again?
chickens make good soup.
I want to know what John Waters thinks what happens after we die.
I think nothing happens. I believe that we're put on Earth, and this is heaven or hell, depending on what you make of it. If there's something else, I welcome it. If there is, I don't think I've heard it yet. There might be something else, but I don't think of all the religions I've heard, I don't believe in any of them yet. But there's a million planets. We don't know. I mean, anything could happen. I'm not closed to the idea of anything. Certainly, if there's an afterlife, I don't believe in hell. And I believe in what I've been told about heaven. Sounds incredibly boring. And hell sounds like you can get used to hot weather. I mean, people live in New Orleans. What's the difference?
Well, I'll tell you, John, one of my favorite movies, of course, is his amazing Hairspray.
Thank you.
Do you have a favorite movie of all time?
No, they always say, I always get that question. I would say they're like my children, or they all have learning disabilities. And you usually pick the one that did the worst. I like weird art movies and stuff more. But I like regular movies. I don't know. I like Jackass.
You are an avid reader, which he talks about in role models. What are you currently reading?
I'm reading The Life of Artie Shaw.
Oh my gosh,
That's
wow.
interesting.
Yeah, and I like that kind of music too. And yeah, it's good.
You have worked with a lot of talented people, and I'd love to know how you felt about them. So why don't we toss out a few names, and if you can give us just
All right.
like a one-word reaction,
One-word
that'd be
reaction.
terrific.
All right.
All
Are
right.
you ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Johnny Depp.
True gentleman that I still see, who remembers people's names on the crew and asks about them.
Oh,
It's nice.
Ricky Lake.
Oh God, Ricky's my daughter. You know, she's great. I always tell you, look good fat too. You know, she's thin now. I like her just as much fat.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Divine.
Divine, my friend in real life, beside the movies, had nothing to do with. A gentleman that was right on the cusp of going on Married with Children to play a gay uncle, would have been one of the first gay characters on network TV. It could have been a huge hit.
Right.
Yes.
Johnny Knoxville.
Just a great guy, but is the most gay-friendly straight man who isn't a closet queen I ever met in my life.
I love that description.
The Egg Lady, Edith Massey.
An outsider actress who was my Gracie Allen.
Oh. And she's been gone how long?
83, really.
Wow. John Travolta.
I didn't actually work with him because I was in that movie, but I didn't direct him, but I got along with him very well. Before he made the movie, he called me, we talked about the part. He did thank me for sticking up with him, which I did in my book. And I think he's a great actor, good. He'll be great as Gotti.
Oh,
Think about
yes.
it. He can play Gotti and Edna Turnblad.
Yeah.
That's a range.
Fabulous.
Very good.
Yeah.
Mink Stoll.
She's still my great friend. She moved back to Baltimore after living in LA for many, many years. I see her all the time. She's the character actress in my movie that always loses to Divine. Divine always wins, but I love her as my villain.
Jon Stewart.
Oh, that show. I've done his show lots of times. It's
Yes.
great to do those shows. I mean, people think that's the real news. I love that.
Yeah.
Roseanne.
Roseanne, I like, you know, at one point she was going to be in A Dirty Shame. We talked about it. And I think her kids read the script.
Bill Maher.
Bill Maher, I love. I did a show Friday night. I love Bill. I've done his show from the very beginning when it was on Comedy Central. Really a smart man that also isn't a liberal fascist. He'll let conservative people he doesn't agree with say what they want to say.
Very good at that. Little Richard.
Little Richard, I'd try again with him. I interviewed him a long time ago and it didn't work so well, but just because he wanted his religious audience and he wanted his show business audience. But he's a kindred spirit. I mean, I read his book. He mailed turds to people in the mail as revenge, and we thought that up in Pink Flamingos. He had done it earlier. He was the original turd mailer.
Love it. Patti Smith.
Patti Smith, she's the only one that has. I fight with her about mustache coverage. I love her. She's great. But she does feature blatantly a mustache, and I think that's great because I think all women have mustaches. That's why there's all those things in the supermarket. All those. I think every woman has a full beard.
Christina Ricci.
She's great. I mean, she looks so different now. I love Christina. She was funny on the set every day. I get there and she'd say something awful's going to happen today.
Oh my God.
Christina, she's still
Really?
just channeling Addams Family. I think she's a really good comedian and funny, and I liked the movie she directed. I think she's a really very talented, and she's on Broadway now. So,
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. She's great.
Elton John.
Elton John's a friend and really down to earth in real life, and runs this AIDS charity. Who spends a lot of time without a lot of money. I think he's a great role model for everybody.
Name one word to describe John Waters.
Organized.
I like that.
Organized.
You know,
Me too.
John is very engaging, he's very entertaining, but you know, we gotta wrap this up.
Yeah.
We gotta film our
episode.
next episode in bed with Dan and Kelly. Get him the
Who's coming
sugar.
on?
I'll get the sugar.
Get the
John,
sugar.
thanks for being
All right,
here.
all right, great.
Have a good day, John.
Didn't you have a sugar bowl?